Hello everyone, my name is Riley and this is the RDW Glass YouTube channel. Be sure to tune in every single Tuesday for new glass blowing content. Today in this video we're going to be making a glass hand. Be sure to follow my Instagram, which is RDW_glass, or check out my website rdw-glass.com, and that is where you can find my glass mats as well as stickers that are the same exact design as this, but small. Bada bing. There's 3 of these left, so if you want one of these, go grab one. There's like 100 of these left, so if you want one, go grab one. Alright, boom, we're making a hand. Alright, let's switch the camera. If you're interested in weekly glass blowing content and you like what you're watching, then hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. When you're glass blowing, make sure you have proper ventilation. There should be something above you or in front of you. I always suggest right in front of you because that means it's getting sucked right out. But remember, where do fumes and gases go? They go up. So having something above you, definitely not a bad idea. When I built my studio, I wanted to have these windows here where I could see the moon and stuff, because during the, at night you could see the moon cross and the sun, it's up over there. And I could see out the window, and I really liked that effect. But you can see that the studio that was built as an arch, right? America. So it's built at an arch. So, and you think where we're glass blowing is right here. So the fumes have like likeliness to rise, and then we have this big area where they get stuck. So something that can help you get all the fumes out of your area, close the door, and I have 2 fans in here, and I have this vent here and this window over here, and so air is going to come through here and there, and it's going to get sucked right out there, which is perfect for us because any of the fumes that are coming off this need to go right out. Now when we turn our ventilation on, got Ghost Rider on in the background, just started it, and you turn this on, watch, you get this weird suction at a certain point where we're having air come through, and now watch this, listen to the difference. That was just by opening the door and letting more air come through. See? And you can feel the wind powering through the window now. But when I open this, so, you can mess with your ventilation a little bit just by closing a door, having another fan turned on. Bam! Alright. Let's kick it into the glass blowing. Sorry for the rambling. Some people enjoy it, others don't. Oh, jeez. Grab your glasses. Now in today's video, we're going to be using 12mm rod. So all you need for today's video is 12mm rod, your torch and stuff obviously, and scissors. Okay? As a glass artist, you should always have some punties standby, so we're going to grab a small one just in case, and that's actually going to be used for our thumb. Now when you're thinking of a hand, turn this down a bit, I talk so loud. When you're thinking of a hand, your thought is going to go to, okay, let me make a ball, and then let me put a bunch of fingers on it using different punties, clip a bunch of small punties and do that. That's how I used to make them, and I found a lot easier of a way to make them. So let's put that down there for a second, and let's put this here. So we're going to take our hand, right? And what are we starting with? We're starting with something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the scissors, right? And we're going to cut and separate that. And we're going to cut and separate that. And we're going to cut and separate those. Okay? And once we have this now looking like this, we're going to take the punty. And because if you check this out, this is part of this ball right here, this palm, I guess we can do it this way, this palm, and this is a whole separate section. So what we'll do once we have this is we'll attach the puntee probably right here, like that, and then pull it out to the side, and that will give us our hand. Just a quick verbal demonstration before the physical demonstration. Every video, stay hydrated. Alright, propane. Got it going to a nice flame. And we adjust our oxygen. Adjust the propane. And that's the flame I'm looking for. Now, with this 12mm solid rod, start it just a little further black. Start it a little, wow, I'm messing up a few words. Start it a little further back because it's 12mm rod, which is thicker than the 6mm rod that we're normally working with. You can see that in a higher propane flame, we have this black soot, and that is basically a heat coating. Boom. There we go. I was thinking of a lot of words at one time trying to talk. And once I slowed it down, I got the hang of it. And you know me, whenever I start these, I don't like to have the first bit of glass at the end of it, because sometimes it has like some random hoo-ha that you don't want on there. So I just take all that off. Right there. There we go. And remember that the reason we started this in the back of the flame is because if we got it too hot too quick, it would crack. Right? So now let's use that in reversal. We have a bucket of water right here. We have this hot mess of stuff. Dump it there and give it a tap. All of the crap just cracked right off, which is exactly what we wanted. Alright, let's take this 12mm rod. Now you don't have to use any colors, but I think we're going to mix in a little color with this one today, just because I'm going to sell it and I don't want it to be just all clear. All clear is cool, but just adding a little bit of color and the piece will automatically sell for more. Same exact piece, just with color on it, and it changes everything. So to add the color, you can see I just did a line right there, a line right here, and this is tiger's eye. It's like a brown, like a very dark brown, like the tiger's eye gemstone. Alright, see that, and then I'm going to add a little bit of this cobalt, not cobalt, how is this, unobtainium. It's unobtainium. Some people say they had problems with like unobtainium cracking. Personally, I've never had that problem. Like making solid or hollow stuff out of it. And I think unobtainium is a really cool color for a bowl because it has that like that gunpowder look. It looks cool. Like sparkly blue, but not really like a so it's not like, I'm trying to think of the two different ones. So you have light blue stardust, and that's like a sparkly blue, like a more of a feminine sparkly blue, and this is more of a masculine sparkly blue. You have the lighter and the darker contrasts. What is that? I don't know what color that is. It just caught my eye. Thinking about adding that into here. It's cool to have your colors around your table. Obviously, I guess where else are they going to be? You have different colors around your table. That way you can kind of, if you're making something random, then on the spot you might see something where you're like, oh, that'd be cool to mix in. Like we just had. You can see I put a puntee and then I twisted opposite directions, and you can see that pretty much twisted all of those colors together and eliminated the clear, so now it's more of a colorful piece. haven't done a tool talk in a while. I'm gonna do a tool talk sometime soon. We'll do a little fast forward for a second. I'm gonna get this piece melted back down and into more of like a this shape. Alright, now that I have it as something like that, we're going to flatten it kind of like we did with last week's video, where we had that shape we wanted, and we flattened it. Pretty cool. Let's flatten it a little more, that way our scissors don't have to cut through something so deep. So for today's video we use the 12mm rod, our marble mold paddle that we use in every single video, our L-marver up here that's attached to the torch, which I think is a perfect buy for anybody. And we're going to be using the scissors, the glass scissors, not just any old pair of scissors. Stainless steel bad boys made by Griffin Glass. You know, we might be able to just cut the thumb out of this if we do it at the right angle. Alright, you see we got this, somewhat flattened paddle looking thing. Smack something. Alright. So now we're going to do exactly as I explained in the first part. We're going to go over to an edge. And cut in. Oh, well, doesn't that just look like a perfect thumb already? Alright, that's our thumb. I really like how that looks. Ooh, look at the twist in there. That came out really neat. So that's the thing, just adding that little bit of color made that sparkly difference with that unobtainium. So now I know that this piece is going to sell for, I'll make it into like a pendant, and it'll probably sell for 30 to 40 bucks. And we got to make some YouTube content out of it. Alright. I'm going to put some tweezers nearby because I'm realizing I need to adjust, and it's hard to adjust with the scissors. Oh, there's literally tweezers right there. Didn't even see those. Alright. Looks kind of like a mess right now, but that's okay. Let's cut that thick piece right in half. Alright, look at that conjumblement right there. Now that we got this conjumblement, we'll take one of our punties. Take a punty and have it close by. Let's take these tweezers and have them close by as well. Just gonna kind of pull each finger. Remember, glass blowing is all about heat control. Once you pull all the fingers out in general, then start getting an idea of the length of each individual. And just kind of rounding off the ends where we pinched and pulled. This finger clearly needs to be a little straighter. Alright. Looks very handy. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of polish and round off those fingers. And I'm even going to let it bend down, that way it almost seems like it's kind of reaching. And just think of where knuckles would bend, right? Kind of changing into this being our thumb now, because this one's thicker. Just pull it thinner. I'm just not liking how this finger looks so much. No, we just gotta think about how the thumb would come in, because this is gonna be our thumb now. I'm gonna pull some material off there. Got it looking like one of the other fingers. Okay. Alright. The next thing to do is take our punchy, attach it to the middle finger, and we're going to pull it off this 12mm rod. And I'm actually going to pull a little further back, because I'm just going to create a loop out of this clear. Yeah, we got a nice cool hand there. I don't do this style of loop often, but you're gonna watch me do a different style of loop real quick. Should we put some dots on that instead of just being a clear loop? Let's do a few dots of this, and then a few dots of the unobtainium on it too. Like I said in the beginning, just a little bit more color on something makes it more expensive. Be careful if you're reaching under your torch. I really don't suggest doing any of that until you have a very good concept of where your flame is and where the heat is. Kind of cover up some of the clear with some of these dots. Going to kind of smooth those dots out. And you can see that things are starting to get smooth. We're going to grab our tweezers and we're going to take this, pull it up, pinch, and we're going to go over. And then we're going to roll this back and forth. And that is our loop. We're going to spiffy it up a little bit, but that's a nice easy loop that you can make. Doesn't take much skill to do that. You can see I put the tweezers in there like this and then let them open up a little bit. Kind of opens the hole a little bit. So we're just going to try to make this hole using only our tweezers instead of our reamer. Just to kind of show you don't need all the tools to complete. Cool pendant like this. Remember, you don't want your loop where it's like obnoxiously huge of a circle, but you want to make sure that people can get most common necklaces through there, you know? Oh, hell yeah. Came out awesome. Alright, so let's get this polishy flame. Let's put this here. Give this a little tap. Make sure our fingers are melted in the way we want them to be. I get that little bit of clear that was stuck from the punty. Go ahead and take that off there. Pretty cool. What I'm gonna do is take these, my 2-foot tweezers. Pretty cool. Alright, so now that you have an idea of how to make a hand, now think of this. We did a hand like this and we made it grab like that. Because I thought it was like, it looked wicked. Right? So now think of this. You could make that hand do one of these, peace sign. You could make it like that. You could do one of those, like the okay, like okay. You could do whatever. You could do one of these. You have it hanging below the waist. Just have one of those hanging. So remember that now you know how to make a hand. You don't just have to make a hand like an average high five hand. You can do cool designs with the hands. And you don't just have to do clear hands like you saw. And you don't just have to make it solid. Like imagine you did the hand and then you put little like dots on it to kind of raise it up. Kind of like I did with this skull. See the little dots on it? So like you could have like a hand that looks like there's stuff growing on it. You could do like an all green hand, like a zombie hand popping out, which if you go back to Halloween, excuse me, if you go back and watch if you go back and watch the Halloween video that I made, one of those is how to make a zombie hand. So it's just like an all green hand coming out of the ground. So in that hand we created using the other method where we take a ball and we attach a bunch of small color sections, small fingers to it, instead of taking the thing and cutting it to make all of the fingers. I think that's everything I wanted to cover in today's video. How to make the hand. And then I wanted to make sure that I gave some like encouragement to make cool things out of the hands. So yeah, definitely if you have like Instagram and stuff, send me pictures of the stuff you create. Like if you end up creating some peace signs or just some regular hands or even a hand grabbing something. Like we have a video on how to make a marble, right? So now imagine you have that hand grabbing a marble. And then think about this too, it doesn't just have to be a human hand. Now that you have a hand grabbing a marble, you can take those fingers and spike them up like claws and make it look like there's a dragon holding a marble. Just get the brain juices flowing. And then you just, that's what's awesome about having the art studio. Just once stuff starts flowing, start creating as quick as you can. And I suggest for anybody who has their, grab one of these whiteboards. A huge whiteboard is necessary because of what I just said. I might forget that claw idea if I don't write it down. Because a lot of glass artists, you get stony baloney before you start glass blowing, and then you can forget stuff. What is this? Boom. Little ching. See, I want to do a Mad Hatter, a teacup, and a pot. I want to make some more rigs like this because I used to make rigs like this where this was the mouthpiece up here. Like you would just like put your mouth here. And he had just like a peace sign hand. And then on this hand, it was where, you know, you had some flow holes. And right here, you would put your bowl or your, you know, your banger. And same with this. This used to be a cool design I made. This one too. More shorts because that's for YouTube. So for you guys. Bowling pins. See, it's a cat. Elf on a shelf. See, that's actually been here. Oh, snap. Look at that. Elf on a shelf. That's been here since Christmas. So I'm going to do one of these videos on how to do dot stacks. If you watch the video, it's called Guest Artist, and it's when I brought my friend KJ from Happy Medium Glass. I brought him in to make a video with me, and that's what he created, was a dot stack. So if you go back and watch that video, you'll learn how to do dot stacks. Alright, thank you everybody so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got some creative juices flowing from watching this. And I hope to see some pictures of the stuff you guys create, like if you send them to me on Instagram. And I'll definitely be reading through all the comments. I've been getting more lately, so it's taking me a little longer to respond, but that's okay because I'm going to try to respond to every single comment. I just said try is not a thing, right? Do or do not. So I'm going to respond to every comment, and I'm going to be better about that. But yeah, stay safe everyone. Happy melting. Thank you for watching my videos, and please like the button and subscribe button. Peace.